What's going on YouTube? This is Jabber Tech, and today I'm going to answer that question that a lot of you have always asked me: which smartwatch should I buy? So we're going to take a look at the TicWatch Pro, which retails for $249, and the Galaxy Watch 46mm Bluetooth edition, which retails for $349. So for you mathematicians, that's a 40% increase for the Galaxy Watch. So let's go and take a look at if it's even worth that extra price tag. Taking a look at these two smartwatches, they are very different in terms of design, but what you will notice, they both have beautiful big panels. But the TicWatch Pro has a dual layered display technology, so it turns into this monochrome style when the screen times out. But of course, you do have an always on display if you want to see your watch face in all its glory. But if you do use this essential mode, as they call it, you will get 30 days of battery if you only use this display. But other than that, you will get about 5 days of battery. So that's similar to what I'm getting with the Galaxy Watch. And what I really like about this essential mode here, if you go into the app and you open it up, you can have it turn on automatically. So as you see, you have different values here. I tend to leave mine at 5%. This way, if I forget to charge my watch or I'm out and I just didn't make it back home, I can have this turn on and make sure that I don't have some brick on my wrist. It'll always keep track of my heart rate, my steps, and give me the time just until I make it back to charge it. Now, apart from these two panels, maybe the Samsung one is just a little bit more vibrant, but I don't think it's anything that's super noticeable. It's not like you're looking at these two panels for hours upon hours. You're just taking a glance at them. And I really think they both do an excellent job when it comes to displaying colors and just how nice they are to look at. So if you look at the design cues of the TicWatch Pro, it's a sporty, classic design. I like this all black finish to it. You have a matte finish on the bottom and a glossy finish on top with markings all along the bezel and these two arrows on the top and bottom, just making this a sportier looking watch. And then not to mention, this will actually look really nice whether you're at the gym, if you're out on a casual Friday, or if you have a suit on. This is sort of a classic look, a timeless look. Looking at the Galaxy Watch, it's a completely different styling. You have this two-tone silver and black sandwich, and that kind of makes it stand out a little bit more like it's a smartwatch versus the classic all-black design, which is what's found on the TicWatch Pro here. And I actually prefer the all-black look versus the sandwich look, and I've said that before in my videos, but it is what it is. Either you love it or you don't. And the one thing I do want to mention, if you do want to swap out these bands, both of these watches have quick-release pins on the back. But again, because this Galaxy Watch has this two-tone style, not every band will fit it nicely. Whereas if you have an all black design, you could pick about any color you want. Taking a look at some other design cues, you'll notice on the TicWatch you have these two crowns on the side. So one gives you quick access to things like your Google Assistant, and you can assign any app that you want to this bottom key, so it provides quick access. And just taking a look at the two crowns on the side, it does look like a more traditional watch in my opinion. This is the Galaxy Watch, and it has this rotating bezel here that kind of helps you navigate through your different menus and whatnot. And of course, you have the two buttons on the side. But what I found is when I'm wearing a heavy jacket and a couple sleeves, say I have some layers on, it gets cold, it's winter, sometimes this bezel will just rotate on its own, and that can be a little bit of annoying. Whereas if you just have buttons on the side without this rotating bezel, it actually eliminates those accidental presses. People look for smartwatches, they want to figure out what's appealing to them, what they really enjoy, what they like more, what suits their style more. So whether or not you like a two-tone style versus an all-black classic style, that's up to you. But something that's more important, other than how the watch looks, is how it actually performs. And that's the software. And I'm going to say that's where the TicWatch Pro just shines and moves ahead. The problem with Tizen is that the app support is really not there, and notifications, while they are handled quite decently, some apps and notifications don't really come through or they're not actionable. But on the TicWatch Pro here, you do have access to the Google Play Store, and what's really awesome about it, you have most of your running apps. So I usually use Runtastic, but you have Strava there, you have Runkeeper, and that's something that's not found on the Galaxy Watch. You actually can't use your own apps. There are a few partnerships, but I don't use those running programs myself. So that's a plus with the TicWatch Pro. You can basically use any app that you want. You're not limited to what Samsung gives you. If you're really into the Google ecosystem and you're all about Google and you have an Android phone, the TicWatch Pro handles everything a lot better in terms of notifications, in terms of apps, in terms of just the Google Assistant built in your Google feed. It's like having your phone in a miniaturized version on your wrist, and I find myself taking my phone out a lot less since I've been wearing the TicWatch Pro. Now, don't get me wrong, the Galaxy Watch is doing a good job. It does have Tizen, but Tizen is not the best when it comes to how it handles apps. Notifications are still a work in progress for a lot of apps, and not to mention the assistant on this thing is absolute garbage. Something that Samsung has said is that Bixby on here is not a finalized version, that it's going to be released, but you buy a product today for what it offers today and not for what it's going to offer you in the future. You're giving your money right now. You're not giving your money away in the future. You're spending that extra C note today to get something that might not be fully baked. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a great smartwatch, but the assistant and the notifications and just the way it handles everything on the TicWatch is a lot better. And let's just give you one prime example. Google Maps and Waze. You get all your notifications from Google Maps or from Waze on this watch, so you don't even have to pull out your phone. Having Google Feed on your wrist is so useful, especially if you're in a new city or maybe you're in a new neighborhood. You can just ask Google, say for example, where's the closest coffee shop, and it'll actually show you, and then it'll give you directions on how to get there, so you really don't have to pull out your phone if you don't want to, and that's something that you do not get on the Galaxy Watch. So while this does offer a nice experience, it's not really a fully baked experience as you find on the Wear OS. Now, I will be doing some more reviews on the actual OS, so definitely stay tuned for that. Just to show you the software very quickly, if you swipe to the right, this is your Google feed, and not to mention quick access to the assistant. So it's something that I've been using quite often, and it keeps me up to date with everything that I need to know. And it's just like the Google feed on your phone. So I've definitely pulled out my phone from my pocket a lot less with this TicWatch. And then you do have this dedicated button on the side here. What's the weather?
Currently in New York City.
What about tomorrow?
In New York City tomorrow, it'll be mostly sunny.
Who's the President of the United States?
The President of the United States of America is Donald Trump.
How tall is the Empire State Building?
Please tell me again. The Empire State Building is 1,250 feet tall.
So not only do you get the answer, but you also get some images here, and then you can also either open it up on the phone, and sometimes you also have follow-up questions that will appear on the bottom there. So overall, you see how speedy it is, how fast it is, and just how useful it is. So let's do those same questions on the Galaxy Watch here. Hey Bixby, what's the weather?
Looks like it's a cloudy day with a temperature of 54.
What about tomorrow?
Wednesday we'll have some sunshine with a few clouds.
Who's the President of the United States? So right there, you got to pull out your phone. And the whole point of having a smartwatch, something on your wrist, is not only a notification center, it's something that you want to use instead of your phone. And unfortunately, with the Galaxy Watch, you can't do that. How tall is the Empire State Building? Check your device, and already you can tell it's a little bit slower than on the TicWatch Pro. What's the weather?
Right now in New York City, it's 55 and mostly sunny. Today, it'll be partly cloudy with a forecasted high of 56 and a low of 46.
So you get a lot more information on the TicWatch Pro thanks to the assistant. And I don't want to make this video super long, guys, but for $100 less, I could argue all day that the TicWatch Pro gives you a lot more bang for your buck. Now, you might say that the Galaxy Watch is a little bit snappier. It has a newer processor, more RAM, etc., etc. But in everyday usage, I have not had any stutters on this watch, and it has not been a pain to use. It's never been something that I'm saying, oh, I wish I had a faster processor. It works just fine. You got to remember, it is a watch, and these processors do a good job. Not to mention battery life. Battery life on the Galaxy Watch is something that has really been improved, and I'm getting about 5 days on it. and I got about 4 days on this TicWatch Pro using it just in the same manner that I use the Galaxy Watch. The extra day, is that really worth the extra 40%? I would say no. But let me know what you guys think about this video. If you have any questions about either watches, I will be doing some more comparisons and some OS reviews as well. That's the Wear OS review and the Tizen review, so make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, and as always, I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you in another video.